Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 5 of BrainSpill. Thank you all for tuning in today. I appreciate y'all being here. Welcome to the show where we kind of just let it all out. You know, everything that's up here, we're letting it spill out in like 10 minutes. In like a 10-minute time span. Okay, so for today's show, we've kind of got a few things lined up. You know, I feel like in the past couple episodes, we've talked about a few things that were a little bit more kind of drama related, sort of-ish. And that's not really, it's not really what I want this show to be about, So we're just kind of going to veer away from that a little bit because I don't really want to be a drama channel or person or anything. But if something's interesting or funny, and I will talk about it because why not? Why not? So anyway, let's just have a quick little life update here at the beginning. Just to, a little selfless promo. Is that the right wording? Selfless? No, that can't be right. Self-promo. Selfless. A little bit of self-promo here at the beginning. So I have been doing just a lot of stuff in general, but as you know, if you've been watching some of my videos lately, I have been doing DoorDash and, doing delivery stuff to make a living and keep myself afloat. And yeah, that's been a journey. But anyway, because of that, it is very time consuming. And so I haven't been, posting a lot of writing and stuff like I normally would. But this week I do have a new short story that I put up this Tuesday. And yeah, so if you want to check it out, it's called Patience, and it's for a challenge on Vocal. And it's about basically this person who gets stranded on an island, and you kind of get a quick glimpse into some of his internal struggles that are going on and some of the things that he regrets, being stranded on this island, now feeling like he may never have the time to do the things that he was going to do, So yeah, I don't know, it's just a short little story. I wrote it pretty quickly because, again, didn't have a lot of time to think out a story like I normally would, So yeah, check it out down below. It will be linked down below. I repeat myself a lot, if you don't know by now. I repeat myself a lot. I don't know what it is. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much updates with me. I think the only other thing that I want to add on to that is that I will be bringing back a series that I was doing for writing called The Broke College Grad Diaries. I think I'll be bringing that back, hopefully maybe at the end of this week or something, beginning next week. It's just kind of like a diary where I share some of my advice and life and, whatever is happening post-college life, so that it kind of, educates other people on some of the experience, because I feel like a lot of people, think that it's all sunshine and rainbows after you graduate from college. And what I learned very quickly, and what I feel like a lot of people are learning, a lot of friends from college are learning now, or in the past couple years, is that it's not super straightforward. What you thought you liked during college is no longer the thing that you like. And life just gets challenging and you start to question things. Anyway, yeah, so that's kind of what that series is about. So, yeah, I don't know, be on the lookout for that. Okay. So, now let's talk about some more kind of general updates in the world. First thing that I want to talk about is I need to pose a question to the world. Specifically to Demi Lovato herself. And I need to ask, is Demi Lovato okay? Because this is kind of old news at this point, but if you heard, I think it was last week at some point, she went to some frozen yogurt shop and she saw a bunch of, sugar-free, fat-free signs on some of the frozen yogurt, and she decided that it would be a good idea to go onto Instagram and call out this company, this small business, not even a company, a small business, and call them out and say, this was very triggering, this is damaging to people's images, and basically just trying to call them out and say that they were doing something wrong. And the whole issue with that, because I don't want to discredit her struggles, because obviously she has struggled and continues to struggle with her own personal issues, especially with an eating disorder and stuff. And as somebody who has had his own issues with that, it is very, I don't know, it's just very strange to me. And it feels very much like she's just kind of living in her own bubble, because somehow it just didn't occur to her that these signs are up to indicate to, certain people who have specific dietary requirements, that this is an okay food for them to eat. How can you be triggered by, I can't say, how can you be how can you be offended by something that's a sign that says sugar-free, when there are so many people out there with diabetes, or something that is fat-free, and there are people out there who are willing participants in their own diets, they're dieting, so they don't want to completely cut out everything from their life, so they want to have a little bit of a kind of a cheat thing, so they just go for a better option, So, I don't know, the whole situation was very confusing. The business ended up reaching out to her and was we're sorry that you had a bad experience, but these signs are up for people who want these foods. I don't know what else to tell you. And she was basically, her response was just well, I just feel it wasn't obvious enough to people. And I'm girlfriend, nobody is going to put onto a sign that says sugar-free for diabetics. One, because sugar-free food is not just for diabetics. Two, that seems almost blatantly discriminatory in some way or another. So I don't know what you're looking for, honey. And I'm a fan of yours. I love your music. But sometimes you need to just take a step back and think, am I projecting right now? Am I projecting my issues onto somebody else or something else? And sometimes you might just see that you are. Anyway, that's a little bit of the tea for this week. next thing that we have to talk about, absolutely have to talk about, is the Taylor Swift surprise album that I have been anticipating and am still dreaming and hoping comes out today. Please, Taylor, please. So ever since, like literally months ago, ever since Taylor Swift released her Evermore album, people pointed out on her folklore, like, design, what do you call it? I don't know, something. One of her folklore designs, there was somebody found Evermore, hidden in the design, and somebody also found Woodvale. So people concluded that there would be a third album coming out titled Woodvale, of course. Now, she kind of debunked this, in some people's opinion, and we'll see in a second that that is not my opinion. But she was on an interview with Jimmy Kimmel. Got him confused. And he asked her about the whole situation. She tried to say that, she made a mistake, she went too far, and she included something that she didn't mean to include. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't believe it. I don't believe that Taylor Swift would make a mistake like that. I mean, come on. The girl who is so specific with these details and so just good at it, she missed this one. It just doesn't quite add up to me. Something just doesn't make sense there. Additionally, what stood out to me during that interview in particular is that Jimmy asked her, again, basically trying to get her to confirm whether or not the album would be coming out. He said, is there going to be a third album? And her response was not a no, was not a complete denial. Her response was, Jimmy, I am so tired. That is not a no. That is not a denial of an album coming out. Nowhere in that interview do I recall her saying straight up, no, there is not an album coming. I don't believe it. I don't believe it for 1 second. So, recently, like literally, I don't know, yesterday or 2 days ago or something, people pointed out that today is exactly 140 days from when Evermore was released, and Evermore was released 140 days after Folklore, because it's like 14, and it's like her lucky number or something. Yeah, I'm kind of like a Taylor Swift fan. But, oh my gosh, what was I going to say about that? So people obviously started thinking like, okay, well, it's going to come out at midnight, right? And then there was I think there was another clue in not a music video, but in a lyric video for her song Cowboy Like Me. There's like a clock in the back that is turned to 4:30, which is today, 4:30. And what would that reference to if not today? There's nothing in that song about 4:30. There's nothing about that in any of her songs as far as I know. So what is that a reference to? What is that a reference to? Tell me. I want to know. So, here I was last night waiting to have her drop the album at midnight, which would be 9 for me here on the West Coast, because I'm pretty sure she normally drops her albums according to like East Coast time. So here I was waiting up till 9, waiting for this album. Waiting and waiting and waiting, and nothing came. So I have been disappointed a little bit. I still believe it's coming. I have been checking as of right now at 10 a.m. in the morning. There is currently no new album from Taylor Swift. So, I don't know. I'm still waiting. I still believe it's possible. I believe it's possible. Maybe at 4:30 today it'll happen, or something will happen. I don't know. I am concerned for my mental well-being. But also, like, I just need another one. Do I really need one? She has given us too much this year, and she's going to continue giving us more and more for the next several years. So, you know, should I really be asking for more? I don't know. You let me know. Would you like a third Taylor Swift album? I know I would. But, you know, we'll see if it's in the cards. Okay, anyway, enough about that. Moving on to kind of the final topic that we're going to discuss today. So last week was the ending of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier Disney Plus miniseries show, which honestly kind of blew me out of the waters. Is that the right... Am I just saying... Sometimes I think I'm just saying things because... I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, it was surprisingly a good series, everyone. If you haven't checked it out yet, please do. But yeah, you know, no spoilers. Not gonna really put out any spoilers out there for people, but just saying, you know, in general, the show had a lot of political undertones, and it was very nice to see Disney turn in that direction. And you know, well, Disney and Marvel, it was good to see that because, you know, I feel like we've kind of heard promises of things from them before, and now they're really starting to open up this conversation. And it's not even just about opening up conversation with people, but it's also about just representing the world as it actually is, you know, because that's really what it seems like the Marvel universe is now, is like a real representation of our world with fictional characters and fictional, you know, powers and stuff like that. But it still represents, it still has these metaphors for real life, which is really cool. So, you know, that's why I really actually liked this show. I wasn't sure. I was on the fence on whether or not I would actually like the show. And, you know, they did it. They did a good job. You know, obviously with the pandemic and everything, the show had its rewrites, and there were things that, you know, got a little mixed up. But, you know, it's good for what they were able to do. So, yeah. So, the next projects that are coming up that also, I totally forgot, with the end of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series came an announcement for the 4th Captain America movie, which is so cool. That was weird. What was that? This is so cool. But no, yeah, I thought it was really cool. You know, now we'll have Sam Wilson being the Captain America, and that'll be really cool. I don't know. I'm excited for that. I am excited for pretty much every Marvel project, if I'm being honest. The next ones that are coming up is going to be the Loki series in June, I believe. And then there's like Black Widow in July. And then I'm really excited for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, as well as Spider-Man No Way Home. Those two are going to be super big movies for this year, and I'm so excited for them. I really, really, really hope that somehow we are going to have our movie theaters open here in Oregon by that time, because I would love to be able to actually see some of these movies in theater. That would be so cool. But we'll see if that happens. If not, you know what? I will watch it on Disney Plus for sure. But I would like the theater. So yeah, I think that is pretty much it. Also let me know down below if there's any projects that you're looking forward to, you little Marvel fans out there. I know you're out there. You don't have to be shy. You can tell me. Tell me about the series that you're excited for. Okay. Well, anyway, that kind of brings us to the end of this week's episode. Thank you all for tuning in again. Thank you for supporting the series so far. Thank you for sticking around, even though, life's a little crazy. But yeah, I will see y'all in the next episode, but I will also see you on Sunday. Okay, bye.